So I'm making another video at the end of day 2, beginning of day 3. This game for some reason is called Operation Gypsy Tear, and I have no idea who came up with that name. So what has happened in the last 24 hours? Well, at the end of day 1 I had commenced a full-scale war with my neighbour A.D. Palmer and had captured Boxlighter, and the only thing to do once you've started an attack is to continue the attack. So I've more or less dumped all of my starting drillers through Boxlighter and into Wallace, and after winning the first battle, A.D. Palmer runs away, and we can now see why, because my friend to the north, Stout, has come good with his original agreement with me to split poor old A.D. Palmer in half. And Red, Glicker, has also come to the party with a sub full of 46 drillers that's going to take over this factory at Tomet's that otherwise could have helped A.D. Palmer's war effort. Poor old ADP. His language suddenly then became more conciliatory, although he's arming himself up with quite a lot of firepower. He's now hired a infiltrator, which gives him the ability to cut through 2 layers of shields, as well as a lieutenant that gives him 50% speed boost to any one sub, and a navigator, which is possibly part of the most dangerous combination in the game. That gives you the ability to change a submarine's direction while in transit, which can also have the effect of making it unblockable. You'll see I also have one of these navigator things, and I've also, in a forward-thinking move, bought a diplomat, which allows any time you lose one of these special characters, they'll be released back to you. Otherwise they stay captured and are effectively lost unless you can recapture them. Meanwhile, Red has been on the Six-Way Alliance site saying that he's friendly to everybody, and all these subs that he's sending to other people are in fact gifts of, general largesse. This has made quite a few people suspicious, but just before they've turned up, they do indeed turn into gifts. So thank you very much, Red. You're a top bloke. So, not quite sure what to do now. I've captured all the factories that I wanted to capture off A.D. Palmer, and in a bid to prevent him from using all of his remaining drillers, which as you can see he'll have somewhere in the order of cripes 200, to prevent him spending all of those in a single sub of doom on me, we started a cordial negotiation, and I've offered him to let back into Wallace and see if anybody else tries to attack that spot, and in that case we can both go against that person. I think he knows that he no longer has any production capacity, so he has to be a little bit careful in throwing his drills around. The other reason he's careful is that you can't see, but I have the ability to hire an assassin, which, if an assassin ends up in the same place as any specialist, including a queen, will kill it, which would be game over for him. So the two of us have the ability to basically mutually assured destruction each other, so now we're standing off and being a bit respectful. So as you can see, I've now turned around and sent my navigator off towards this backstabbing so-and-so United Federation down here, who earlier had annexed one of my bases only for me to take it back. So this base here, Cebu, is on my side of the oceanic ridge, darn it. So I will be attempting to take it back. I've put the navigator on that sub just so that I can change its direction if anything unforeseen happens, because it's on a very long trip, and I wouldn't want that large number of drillers to be isolated in the ocean for that long. It can always turn around and head back to a nearby factory if the situation demands. So that's where we are at the beginning of day 3. Let's see what happens.